Hey everybody, Kevin Duffy here of MassLive.com. This is Mark Daniels of the Providence Journal, and that was a real weird football game that we just witnessed here on Monday night. Mark, I don't know where to start. What do you think? I guess, what had the biggest impact? Where do you think the game turned?
The biggest impact, that's a great question. I would say the 2-minute drive, the end of the first half, the offense kind of looked, I guess, like the Patriots offense. It's when they scored their first touchdown, which happened to be a great play by James White. And I would say a theme of this game for me kind of was people who had to step up, and James White's one of those guys with Deion Lewis down. He scored his first 2 touchdowns today, a 20-yard touchdown reception and then a 6-yard rushing TD. Patriots needed that because, quite frankly, offensively, nothing was happening.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so this is a 2013 win. Once it got to 20-10, I thought that the Pats probably had the game in control just because I think Buffalo had enough offense to come back down 2 scores. To me, the biggest play of the game was probably Devin McCourty's deflection on what would have been a LaShawn McCoy touchdown, it looked like. It was about, 25 yards out or so?
Yeah.
McCoy basically had it in the end zone. McCourty really covered a lot of ground, got over there, knocked it away. Dan Carpenter misses a field goal, and then the Pats come down and score that touchdown with James White with 13 seconds left in the half. So that could have been a 10-3 Buffalo lead. It ended with the Pats going up at halftime. So that was the biggest difference to me. And then, of course, it's another game, another injury report. Danny Amendola goes down. We don't really know the severity of that. I don't think it's as bad as Edelman or Lewis, just because it was strange. Like he went back in, he went in for a punt return, and he kind of, he came off the sideline, grabbed his left knee right away, and then it looked like he was trying to play, but he just really couldn't get through it. What were your thoughts on that?
I would say I'm going to be pessimistic here. The Patriots started to look really bad when Amendola was out of the game. I mean, he recorded his 7th career 100-yard game. He was honestly their most productive offensive player, and when he left, there was really no one to step up. They also lost Aaron Dobson to an ankle injury in the second quarter, I believe.
I believe so.
So all of a sudden, the Patriots have two wide receivers, Chris Harper and Brandon LaFell. I mean, they actually had to play Scott Chandler out wide for most of the game. Scott Chandler was your Patriots' 3rd receiver today, and it kind of showed. I mean, the Patriots really didn't do much offensively, and if Danny Amendola can't play this weekend in Denver, I'm not entirely sure I see the Patriots coming out of that with a win, because 1, they couldn't score, and 2, the offensive line combined with that, it was kind of a mess.
It was a mess, and we really should mention that too. Rex Ryan really had a great game plan. They disguised a lot of the pressures, and they had the Pats O-line pretty confused early on. But back to Amendola quickly, I agree with you, Mark. I mean, they're already down Lewis and Edelman, which is 40% of your yards from scrimmage through 9 games. Amendola was great tonight, but you can't. Next man up only works so much. Like you can't go to Chris Harper was on the practice squad for most of the year. I mean, he had a nice preseason, but eventually you're just not going to be able to score like they have been. And even if Amendola's injury isn't severe and he comes back, I think what we've seen is that this offense is going to have to, they're not going to put up 35 points. This team's going to have to win in the 20s. And today they showed they can, and I think a big reason of that is just what the defense has grown into. It's really grown into one of the league's best units.
Right, it needs to stay that way. This is the Patriots team now with all the injuries. They actually need the defense to carry the way, and we really haven't seen that since when they started winning Super Bowls back in 2001. I mean, at that time when you had guys like Bruschi and Law and McGinnis and all them, the defense could carry the load. And at this point for the Patriots, let's hope they can get Jamie Collins back from an illness. Maybe he'll start practicing. It's only been 2 weeks that he's been out. He's missed 3 games
16
now.
days and counting, or whatever.
I mean, it's pretty crazy. So you get a guy like that back, and hopefully defensively, you stay healthy, because at this point the Patriots have to. They can't lose another big piece. It's getting to a point where you look at 2012, 2013 when they lose Gronk, and then in the AFC Championship game they lose Talib. It was just too much, and they couldn't get over the hump. And it's getting to that point where it's starting to be too much. We'll see if the defense can pick up the pieces.
Yeah, defense has been great all year. Today, again, it really did a pretty much a lockdown job, I'd say, against an offense that is kind of underrated. Buffalo's actually played pretty well in recent games. So coming up next week, we got we don't have Manning Brady. What would it be? Manning Brady like 17 or so?
Manning Brady 17.
No, Manning Brady 17. It is Manning versus Brock. Or excuse me, Brady versus Brock.
Brady versus Osweiler.
It's kind of late. Excuse me. It's 2:36 in the morning. Make a mistake here or there. So yeah, Brady versus Osweiler from Denver. actually will probably be the toughest game of the season for the Pats. I think everyone's in agreement there.
Yeah, I think this game will tell us something about the Patriots. I mean, defensively, they're right up there with the Pats. I mean, the Pats, I think, right now have the number 1 ranked defense. Denver's number 2. They have great secondary, Keep Talib, Chris Harris, and then their edge rushers, DeMarcus Ware and Von Miller. Those guys they're legit. So this is going to be a good one.
It should be a hell of a game. It should be a lot better than this one, hopefully.
Hopefully.
So we'll talk to you guys next week.